How would I describe Epic Spell Wars for the first time? Thematically, it's sort of a cross between Saturday morning Dungeons and Dragons style cartoon, if it were illustrated and dreamed up by a kid that's about 13, jacked up on sugar, Coca-Cola, and big gulps and Slim Jims. It's this really over-the-top version of what, a fantasy adventure would be if a kid was like drawing it on the cover of their notebook. That's thematically what the game is. The mechanical part is this really fun battle of these epic spell-wielding wizards, and what they're doing is combining different spells to kill everyone else that's playing in this sort of orgy of gore. I found the artist, Nick, years and years and years ago on DeviantArt, and I had him work on a little project for me called Kraken's Gold, which never really became anything. It was a little card game I was fiddling around with back when I worked at Blizzard in my spare time, and it really never kind of gelled, but I loved his art so much, and he was an art student. And I said, Nick, someday I'm going to work on a project with you when I find the right thing. I had been talking about wanting to make this sort of over-the-top high fantasy thing that was, skulls being torn apart, and, magic flying everywhere. And so I had this real vision for what I wanted it to look like. And I actually started noodling on a game that was going to include that thematic when Rob Heinso came in and presented to us a game that was about wizards doing a bunch of different stuff. And we said, hey, this has some stuff going on we like a lot. And so we ended up working with him for about a year to get it to the place where we felt like, yeah, this is amazing. And during that time, I sort of said, hey, you know what? I should put all the crazy high fantasy stuff I've been building on top of this game and make it with the wizards fighting, and then that's sort of where it came from. So it was sort of a marriage of a couple of different things kind of coming together, and me putting this on top of something else that came in that I thought would be a good fit. Then I went back in and I created all the specific characters and spell names and all that stuff to give it just the right flavor to match sort of the mechanical elements inside the game itself. There's a couple that are hidden in there that I won't mention, but the only one that really, my daughter's name is Holiday Jones, so Princess Holiday and the Fury Corn was my daughter, so she doesn't like it very much though because the princess doesn't look very pretty, but that's really the only one that's real specific.
Walker Time Rangers, Boulderific, Dragon Horde,
Dr. Rudy Box, Boulderific Gornado,
Pew and Pew's Disco Mirrored Vulpal Trap,
Bleemax Brainiacs, Catastrophic Gornado,
Pew and Pew's Ballsy Testy Kill,
Typhoon's Catastrophic Chicken,
Muzzle Snap's Catastrophic Power Vortex,
Then Voodoo's Polished Chicken.
My favorites are the spells, and again, I played hundreds and hundreds of games, so the individual spell I've cast, I've taken out 3 people at once. That was pretty good with a Boulderific that went around the table. But my favorite spells are the ones with like Pew and Pew, where I get to add additional cards. I've had a spell that got up to 6 cards total, which is pretty incredible, with like the Disco Ball and the Pew and Pew. And didn't take out 3 people, but significantly knocked down 2 and actually killing 1. So that was a pretty good turn. What I find with Epic Spell War is that every time I play, finding those amazing moments where I put together a combo of cards that does something crazy that no one expected, or I've gone out of sequence in the turn because I thought I was going to go earlier and things just changed dramatically, is what keeps me coming back to that game. It's just so much fun. That and the humor.